What's up, Dragon Brood? Today, we're still trying to struggle through the world that is standard at the moment. Now, don't think I'm not going to do alchemy content again in the future, and I know some of you are like, alchemy this, but you know what? There's people that do play both, and I will still be doing both, especially whenever they do the next alchemy update, because we'll want to test things. However, right now, we are looking at standard, and we're going to be doing something a bit different. I started thinking about how do we approach dealing with the Monowhite Aggro decks and still being able to deal with the Epiphany decks, right? And this sort of came down to a thing of we need some early plays to deal with the creatures, but we also don't necessarily want to be weak with dead cards against the Epiphany deck. And that led me down a road to a very interesting path that y'all might appreciate, Simic Aggro. Mostly because we get the benefits of mono green, which we know are still playable against both of those, but then we get some extra spells that actually fill the gaps, and I'm hoping it works out. So let's go take a look at it. Okay, so I'm going to admit, I'm a little bit all over the place on this one. But that's because I got to remind you that you should check out shop.ultrapro.com because they give me lots of stuff to give away. They support my channel, they support all my stuff, and they support other quality Magic content creators. So show some love to those that are taking care of the Magic community. Okay, that joke aside, all seriousness, we are kind of all over the place here with this list. And it's really because we're having to fill a bunch of different boxes, so I'm hoping it comes together. But starting at the top, we're playing 3 Fading Hopes because this card's just good. Like I said, it's good against the aggro decks. It's okay against Epiphany if they're playing something like the Smoldering Egg, stuff like that. We could bounce it, so it's fine. It's not a great card against them, though, honestly. If anything, you end up using it defensively to protect stuff from removal spells. We do have Ascendant Pack Leader. We're only playing 3, mostly because I needed to make room for other stuff. Is the only real reason. And there's a lot of times we're going to be able to get this to a 3-2, but that might be about it most of the time. But sometimes that's just good enough anyway. We do have Snakeskin Veil, another way to prevent some of those early removal spells. This also blocks some of those creatures that exile stuff like Brutal Cathar and the Apparition. This also is pretty good in just combat tricks, right? You can get into situations where the opponent blocks a certain way, you get to put a +1/+1 on something, or you get to use it defensively. So, good card, and it's one of those ones, you know, one more thing the opponent has to play around. Now, as having decided, we do want some faster mana, and I had these split 3 and 3, I went 4 and 2 the other way, and then I decided we're just going to go with Prosperous Innkeeper for 4 and Lotus Cobra for 2. Mostly because I wasn't willing to dedicate to play a bunch of the, Evolving Wilds and stuff like that. I just didn't want to go down that road. I don't think we could afford to have too many lands coming to play tapped, so we're just going to go with this and see what happens. Then we have Werewolf Pack Leader, and this is kind of the fun part because now you're going to start seeing some stuff where it's like, this could just play like mono green aggro, and you'll have some games that probably work out that way, and that's intentional, right? Some games it's just going to look like mono green aggro, and you're just going to win. The other times you're going to have to use all your tricky cards to get you to the finish line. But we all know Werewolf Pack Leader is very good. This is the card that actually started bringing it home for me on this list, because you can use it to fight creatures against the aggro decks, but you can then use it to counter big spells against the Epiphany decks, especially if they go to like copy something or whatever. Then you go ahead and you can counter that spell, or you can counter the thing they were going to copy, and then they only get 1. And like there's a few different things you could do here that are very good. Or, you know, key situations, you block a spot removal, you block a divide by 0, like that's good. And there are some situations randomly, even against the white decks, where they're playing some enchantments or whatever that you may actually get to counter with this. So I actually really like what this card does. It's kind of one of the cards I liked a lot when Strixhaven came out, and there just weren't a lot of good spots to play it. So maybe now this is the spot where this makes the most sense. But this kind of leans against both decks, so we're going to see if theory holds. Then, of course, Old Growth Troll, because again, we're back to being more like a mono green deck here. Eska's Chariot, we're still playing 4 just because getting the extra blockers is great. And sometimes we're attacking with the cats and not even activating the Chariot, depending on what we're playing against. Then we're playing 2 Ulvenwald Oddities. You know, one of the things I was looking at is just like, as the games go along, do we want to just have some big finisher? The other thing, too, is this does have haste. And this is another thing, too. After a big sweeper happens, being able to come in, swing for 4 is really, really powerful. in addition to just having a big finishing effect. Then, of course, we have 3 Ren and 7, because Ren and 7's great. It works with Eska's Chariot. Why not? And I had a spot to fill, and I was deciding if I wanted it to be a pack leader, another Fading Hope, or Storm the Festival. And I felt like Storm the Festival is probably the most reasonable card to play that gets us kind of a comeback mechanism of sorts. I mean, we got to get a little bit lucky, but again, it's another way to spend our mana later in the game, and I don't really mind that too much. And there's an off chance you flip it into the yard with Ren and 7, and you can use it that way too. As for our lands, I didn't get anything too tricky here. I did 1 Island, 13 Forest, 4 Bark Channel Pathway, 4 Dreamroot Cascade, 1 Quandrix Campus, and 1 Field of Ruin. And the Campus really is more of just an experiment to see, again, if we have extra mana left over late in the game, can we just find the next card we need off the top? Where that's, and really most of the time I'm going to be looking for either Storm the Festival, Ren and 7, or Ulvenwald Oddity late in the game. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, like I said, this was actually kind of a fun experiment. We'll see where it goes. As always, we'll play the games. At the end of the video, we'll talk about updates and why we would make the changes we're making. And then we'll have a card spotlight for you. So enjoy the games, and I'll catch you on the other side. We go first, huh? All right. Put that in tapped, and we'll see what happens. I think we're just going to be on pack leader and then hope we draw something good for the next turn. Actually, I'd really like a land, because then we could play Cobra into Innkeeper maybe. If it's a forest, then we just go ahead and just play Old Growth Troll, I think. Alright, attacking we go. Well, that's not the way I wanted to spin this turn, but fair enough. Alright, well the opponent's going to get to kill it next turn, unfortunately. Because we got no land. We got no land. And then if they foretell something here, we have to be really careful, because it could be a Doomscar, and that would be super disappointing. Okay. Guess we do this first. Because if they have like a Durari's Disruption or something, they may want to stop a Cobra. Especially since they know we're light on mana. Nope. No such thing. I guess we just get green. It doesn't really matter. But this setup sets us up for either of these cards next turn if we want to. Assuming we find a land, obviously. So now we attack. Hope they don't have another thing that destroys target attacking creature. I don't think I've even seen anybody cast that in a regular constructed game. Okay, Revitalize isn't so scary, though it does negate our attack to some extent there. Also, a weird thing is we're going to be incentivized to attack first next time, even if we get the land, to encourage the opponent to use their mana to play something like Divide by 0 or whatever, so that we could actually resolve one of our other spells. Otherwise, we probably end up just casting Old Growth Troll, gaining a life. But if they let us get to the attack step, we'd still get a card, so that's not the worst thing. I say that if we get to the declare attacker step more accurately there. Alright, we did. Not what I was expecting. Okay, that thing dies. Fair enough. Oh man, really? Faithful Mending. Man, if we would have had a land, we'd have been able to do whatever we wanted to here. Dang it. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. Alright, end the turn. Yeah, we're just hoping to find a land here. That would have changed the whole complexion of this game, because I would have probably just went for a Ren and 7 there. Valkmira is going to be annoying, but not world-ending here. I mean, obviously, the Innkeeper's not doing anything there. Alright. I mean, maybe I should be playing this. I don't know. But if the trolls die, then we end up getting extra mana, so that's not the end of the world either. Seems mostly fine. We also have some things that could pump the trolls, or creatures in general, so we could possibly get a little extra mana out of it. Or extra damage. So we'll see. It just wasn't worth risking the Ascendant Pack Leader as well on top of everything else. With them having 3 cards, them hunting for things like... Oh, that's not what I expected to see here. They're going to get to make a 4/4 to block with. Very interesting. So this now means we really can't put the Lotus Cobra at risk in the attack step, unfortunately. However, the good news is they will tap 2 mana and then lose a land here. And we would get a troll onto one of our lands. So that seems mostly okay. Actually, no, that doesn't do that. We don't even kill a land because... Oh, wait. Well, we will kill that. They actually should have made something else into a 4/4 because 1 damage would have been prevented from the Valkyria. Now they're actually just trading, and I guess we just kill... This is interesting. Do I want to kill a Faceless Haven? Or do I want to kill the Avalanche Caller? Because Avalanche Caller is probably more of a problem, but if we cut their mana... we reduce the possibility of other things happening. I think I'm actually going to kill the Avalanche Caller. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do here. I'm actually going to assign all of it to the Avalanche Caller so we don't get got by the Valkyria there. Got to be careful with stuff like that. Alright. So now we can play a land and we'd have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could go straight up to 6 if we want to do this. I think we do because then we just have 5 available anyway to Wrenn and 7 the next turn. And if the opponent just gets us, they just get us. I guess we get another troll and an Innkeeper. And we end the turn. Mostly here because the extra damage from the trolls is plenty good. And playing Wrenn and 7 wasn't a great play there because we would have really only had a 4/4 anyway that doesn't trample or anything. So I'd rather take my chances with what we have here on board right now. Alright, that gives attackers -1. Sure. So now we can't really kill what we want to from the opponent. This makes for an interesting play, though. Alright. Let's attack this and this. I mean, it's not the most outstanding thing, but what are we going to do, you know? Yeah, we don't get to kill one of those now, unfortunately. It's just the way it is. So, well played by the opponent. Super annoying deck. I'm not really sure what its final form is or goal, but, you know, is what it is. Here's another interesting thing, too. We could leave a mana up and use the treasures so that we're able to crack this, potentially. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We wouldn't be able to anyway. Alright, fine. Let's go this route. Oh my gosh, why are we missing so badly? Green, I suppose? I mean, I guess? I'm trying to think, what are we really looking to do here? I mean... Sure. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If we get one more, I guess we can storm the festival again. But I mean, we're really getting to the point that we're just going to die, right? At some point here. Alright, Sinner's Judgment. Can we get anything to pump our creatures or anything? Nope. We keep finding all the spells. And these are not what we want. I guess I'm looking at what are we even hoping to get here, right? We're mostly going to be getting Rin and 7s and whatever. Alright. I think here our plan should just be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a treasure. And then that actually makes the pack leaders big enough that they can do some damage. Then we just minus this.
The entire forest is an army.
Alright. I mean, if they have something, they have it. There's not much we can do here. We at least get to make a troll during their end step. So that's a thing. We can only make one, unfortunately. Faithless Minting. Alright, so this is actually fine. Because now they'd have to spend some amount of mana to Wrath or some such. So unless they have that plus Fading Hope, we should be alright. Because we'll make a 4/4 troll that's going to get to deal 3 damage. Unless I guess they have another, whatever that thing was. Board up. Oh, that costs 3 anyway, though. Alright, Judge blocks, but that's not enough. Yep. I mean, I don't think we even need it, but sure. All of it's coming in. I don't think they have an answer to all those things. Wow, that was a tough one to win. That was a very weird situation. Alright. We have Fading Hope. I mean, we have all of our cheap stuff early here. Alright, that's probably not a bad thing, though the odds are this is probably just going to be Athalia. So these Fading Hopes are going to be a lot weaker, sadly. Actually, they're doubly weak because we have to do them on our turn even right now, which is kind of poopy. Alright. This is another interesting thing. Like, what would they have foretold there? I mean, I don't know. Again, I see so many aggro decks that are foretelling Doom Scars, so if they have it, they have it. If not, as long as we can get to one more turn where we have access to Fading Hope, we'll be able to just replay our Chariot if necessary. Alright. That's reasonable. We don't hate that. Oh, actually, we wouldn't be able to do it because we have to do that for 3 on their turn. Bleh. That's not great. Yeah, okay. If I tap these 2 to do this, we get 4 in. If we tap these 2 to do it, we get 3 in. So I'm actually going to tap these 2 because I'm not attacking with the Innkeeper, which means I get more damage in this way. I mean, in theory, they were going to block the same way, and we would have got the Innkeeper damage in, but you never know. What are you doing here, opponent? Is that it? I mean, if that's the play, then I'll just bounce a token. Yep, I can stay perfectly fine. Yeah, that's lethal for sure. Okay, this isn't ideal, mind you, but I mean, I would love this if we were on the play, The problem is with all the meat hook maskers and stuff floating around, this could be kind of scary. Okay, no maskers. So that's not bad. Downside is I would have kind of liked to been in a situation use this Fading Hope, but we're probably going to have to put this on green if we're going to be hoping to cast all our spells. If they attack, we'll block and trade here, I think. Yeah, we're just going to attack. If they wish to trade, we'll trade. Fair enough. Ooh. I'm going to gamble and put this on blue. And I'll hate myself later. But we at least get to scry, so maybe that'll help. Oh, well. Sure, we at least return that then. We'll take that. We'll take that in a heartbeat. So now we can play this, play the werewolf. Or do I want to play this, bounce that attack? That's probably not great. Alright, we'll just play the werewolf. I'm just overthinking here. No reason to attack there. Mostly because if we're going to give them the opportunity to block some things, we might as well do it in a way that we get to draw cards when the time comes. Green? We'll troll up here. In the turn. Oh, another wedding announcement. That's super disappointing. Yeah, not sure what I'm going to do here now. Because this is real bad. This is real bad. I was thinking I was going to bounce Brutal Cathar. But now, I don't think we get to. That doesn't help at all. So the only thing we can do now is attack, hope the opponent blocks in a way that's not... Actually, no, that doesn't even do anything. Yeah, that doesn't even help. Because we just, yeah. Yep, that's ball game. We will mulligan this. And this is much better, so we'll keep this. Probably just getting... do we even get rid of Cobra? Oh, this is tough. I don't know what I want to get rid of here, actually. I guess so. Man, that's a hard decision. I guess on my head, I was assuming the Cobra probably wouldn't live anyway. So it's not going to be that much better. So we really need to just draw something else behind it. Alright. Let's see how this goes. Well, that worked out better than anticipated. I'd be lying if I thought that's how that was going to go. Alright, well, I might just Oddity next turn. Hell. No, I'm not. I'm still going to Chariot next turn. Who am I kidding? They must have kept a bunch of 3-mana things that exile stuff. So, I actually don't mind playing Chariot next turn. I mind it even less now that we have a backup Chariot. We get 2 cards here, so that's kind of nice. Ooh, great stuff, actually. I mean, I assume you're going to chump block at least one of them. Maybe not. I don't know. That's a lot of damage. If you can get a counter on your monk, then... gonna Kambira takedown. Alright, I see you. I see you, opponent. Okay. If they don't get a land here, that's it. Really, right? Because then we just end up too far ahead. Unless they have... I don't know. some sweeper effect that they could realistically come back from. Well, that changes that even more. Okay, well, now we just play it safe, I guess. No need to do anything else. And this is the type of thing, too, where, like, we could do things to get further ahead or whatever, but the truth is, there's no point risking anything here. Yep. The opponent's not going to get to do anything threatening while we have a decisive denial. Yeah, I mean, I'll GG the opponent, but that was a bad game. Whew, definitely a mulligan on that one. We'll keep this, and I will be brave and cut a forest out. Sure. The only way that changes is if we draw literally like a 1-mana thing to play here, which I probably will, now that I said that exactly. Gosh damn it. Literally, just like I willed that into being. I should have kept that other forest. I could have played forest. I could have done that. I could have should have planned for it. I didn't. Now I got to pay the consequences. So sad. All right. Does our innkeeper get hit with a Spikefield Hazard? Looks like the answer is yes. Fair enough. Good news is it's going to give us a chance to be a little bit tricky. Maybe we get to play the pack leader and protect it with a decisive denial, but we'll see. Now, if they decide to just bounce it with the Fading Hope, we may not do anything. And we might just take the slow route. And then save this for something bigger down the road. But looks like they are going to go shields down for the turn. And then we'll just pass. Now, it was possible to try to play another pack leader there, but I don't know what sweepers or anything else they're playing, so I didn't want to get too ahead of ourselves. But now it looks like it would have been pretty nice to do that. Oh, well, that's nifty. This might give us the opportunity to do all the things we want to do. See, what they're thinking is, well, I might tap my 4 mana to do a thing. Actually, you know what? You know what? Maybe we do. Hold on. I was just thinking, like, if we do that, we turn this into a 4/4 in response, right? We still get to kill that. Whatever they have doesn't really work. And then we could save this for some other sweeper or something later. So, yeah. All right. I don't know if this is the best plan, but I'd rather hold this for a more threatening spell because they don't know we actually have it yet. Are they just going to let that happen? They're not just going to let that happen. Whoa, they did just let that happen. Weird. Really? Really? Did they just forget we could pump then? Ugh. We next leveled ourselves. I think that's what happened. I think I for real just next leveled myself. That is absolutely random. Okay, then. I guess that's a thing. We try to play this. They're going to let us cast that too. Alright, I'm going to end the turn. Mostly because we can protect a creature still, and then we could counter, I guess, if this is a Epiphany? I don't know. That's going to be super annoying. Alright. I guess our double bounce something, we get to protect one of... Oh, it's a Cinderclasm. That's even better? Because then we just counter one of the Cinderclasms and they don't get to kill any of our stuff? Great. Don't mind that at all. That was really nice. We like it when it works out like that. Oh, and we got another decisive denial. Oh, that was excellent. That was excellent. Now it's just what do we want to play. Do we Chariots with a pack leader? Or do we just... Opponents at 10? Yeah, this at least gives us the opportunity to try to have lethal. So let's do that. I mean, if they have an Epiphany, they have to try to play it here, right? We got it, team. We got it. Woo! Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. And that's 10 exactly. Plus, we still had Snakeskin Veil. Oh, man, that was a good one. That's a good, strong win here. Nice. We love those. Alright, let's go ahead and keep this. Opponent's going first, so there's not a lot we can hope for here, but we at least have plays for the first couple of turns, so we don't have to freak out too much. This is interesting because we could play Innkeeper, let the Innkeeper sit, and then see if we go ahead and play the Old Growth Troll next turn, and then if we draw a land, we'd be able to play... Oh, no, we'd still be one short. We need 6 for Storm the Festival. Alright, we're just going to dispute. I mean, I guess we could have got away with one of these, but I'm being a little conservative here, knowing the type of deck we're up against. We're going to end up having to play the long game as it is. And there's a good chance there's going to be some type of Meat Hook Massacre or what have you. So next turn... this is a little bit dicey, right? Because... wasn't expecting a snow-covered mountain. So it's kind of like, what do we want to set up here, right? Because they would be able to Meat Hook Massacre for 3. So I'm going to go ahead and just play it safe. Put a troll out. It's a little harder for them to deal with. If they kill the troll, that just gives us mana, so we can then go ahead and storm the festival. So it's a no-lose situation in a way by playing the troll there. Stinsia Uprising. Okay, well, there's some cards we didn't expect we'd see today, huh? Doesn't mean they still don't have the sweepers and stuff. Matter of fact, I would bank on the fact they probably do. So if we're just going to attack with the troll here, most likely. I'm just debating if we actually are going to end up wanting to Fading Hope anything. I don't think that we are. So maybe it's just attack troll. I mean, we could also save something with this if we really wanted to, right? Because we could... man. I'm just trying to think like the best way to do this. All right, so if we played a land, we could play Innkeeper. Innkeeper gets us another treasure. And then I think we just pass. I don't think we do anything else here. I mean, because if they have a sweeper of some kind, we'll see it here, most likely. I would think. Well, maybe not. They're at 17. They could still wait. And unless they have a discard spell, we're at least going to resolve the Storm the Festival, which is good. But the opponent has a lot of mana right now, a bunch of cards. There's Loth. Annoying, but sure.
Envy the strong, for they can do what I demand.
Alright. I'm going to go ahead and bounce one of those. Don't think we really want that on top. Alright, we'll go ahead and attack into Loth. Yeah, they gang block. We still get to kill Loth. That's fine. It was all part of our plan.
You'll fall
I'll put it on a
Subservience will
forest,
be a reward.
obviously. Then we go ahead and storm the festival and see what we find. Now, if they have a sweeper, this is where we would like... Oh, no! I was going to say, this is where we'd likely see it. But, yeah. Ugh, gross. Alright, well. Not a lot we can do about it. It's coming. Ugh, man, that's disappointing. I mean, especially if it's a Blood on the Snow. We're just dead here, really, right? Blood on the Snow gets Loth back and then we die? I mean, the only way I think we survive this is if we were to have found, like, Decisive Denial or something. But, those were not meant to be, unfortunately. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, I'm gonna do this. Blow up the treasure. So that gets to be a 3-2. Minus, make a token. It's only a 4-4, sadly. But it's what we got. Man, it's just sad that, like, I really hope if there was some reason to ban a thing that we would see Meat Hook Massacre get the whoop, because, like, that card's just so good. Irrationally good, honestly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nah, not much we can do from here. Alright. Alright, so this ends up not being good for us. A Meat Hook for 1 is just going to devastate us entirely too much, I think. I mean, maybe we get lucky and there's like a weird workaround or some such, but that might help ease the pain a little bit. No attack there, though. Really need to draw like a Snakeskin Veil here so we could increase the toughness of something whenever they block. But without that, I don't know if we have any realistic outs. Yeah, double Shambling Gas is bad. And man, we're just drawing a whole lot of nothing here, too. Alright, I'll do this. Still encourage the opponent to maybe try to Meat Hook for 1 or 2. Then they can use their Shambling Gas to kill off our pack leader. And that's mostly just to open up the door so we could maybe Lotus Cobra into a Storm the Festival down the road. But, like, I don't even think that's good enough to get us what we want. Alright. For green, play this. Then we'll just see what the opponent does next turn. I mean, and sadly, we're going to have to storm the festival first. Because we need to not have the Cobra die. Yeah, we'll just take 2, whatever. Right. That doesn't change anything for us. Alright, so we'll play this on green. Get green. Play this. That grows our pack leaders. We get an Old Growth Troll and a Chariot, which are probably 2 of the better things we could get off that. And then we're going to attack with... everything. Pack leader will die, but that's acceptable losses here. Like, at some point, we just got to get damage in. If they're just sweeping the board, is what it is. We'll have trolls. Trolls will allow us to play Storm the Festival again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nah, we'd still be too short. But is what it is. We at least get a good solid hit in here, and we can work from there. Unfortunately, it does give them treasure to make sure they can Blood on the Snow. Maybe, though, we'll top deck a Ren in 7. Right? Ren in 7 would then give us a 6/6 token. Use the token to activate the Chariot. Chariot makes another 6/6. That would be great. Now, unfortunately, all these blockers will effectively block all of our things. So that's not cool, especially with them having more blockers. That's not going to help our case any. Ooh, that definitely doesn't help us at all. Oh, so do we want to give up the Chariot? Or do we just want to attack with 2/2s? And how do we want to do this? Because we attack with the pack leaders. They're definitely just going to get blocked by the Shambling Gas and trade out, and those are going to kill those. I assume you'll block Edgar with the Troll, so you prevent all 4 of that. You could possibly throw the other, I mean, but they'd want to kill a Chariot here. See, here's the thing. If we think they want to kill a Chariot, then Edgar's going to block Chariot. And then Trolls just trample over something. So then you probably get Pack Leader block, this blocks Chariot. Troll maybe gets Gang blocked, so they take 4, 5, 6, 4, 5. They just take 5. I mean, I guess that's fine. We'll do this because this doesn't have a lot of value to us. But if these are just going to die, then we might actually do this. Right? And give ourselves the opportunity to keep one of them. And then we lose a cat instead of losing a pack leader, which potentially could be bigger on a coming turn. Like, if somehow 2 trolls die here, let's say, then we would be able to cast Storm the Festival, and those would be bigger. So, meh. Alright. So, those double block. Okay, that's fair. So, they're going to take 6. And we lose everything except for a troll in that exchange. Edgar's going to turn into an artifact. Alright, this should be pretty good for us then. Because now we still have... Oh, it tapped that instead of forest. Oh, I should have been paying attention. I wanted the forest untapped so when the old growth trolls die, I'd be able to turn those back into 4/4 tokens. May not matter though, ultimately. Opponent is at 6. But that does also gain life. Let's see what they have. Okay, Deadly Dispute will give them enough treasure if they find a Blood on the Snow to do what they need to do here. And they would... Okay, they didn't find it. Alright. Okay. We'll keep this going first. So this is mostly pretty solid. So we can play a pack leader, decide if we need to use Fading Hope. If not, we go ahead and play Innkeeper. If we draw a land, we can Innkeeper and still Fading Hope, and then follow up with, never mind, we're going to lose the Chariot. We don't even get to cast it. That was all just a pipe dream. Well, now, what do we do? Guess we just put this on green in the event we draw, like, Troll or something. Oh, man, that duress was so savagely good there. Now, a meat hook for 1 is going to be so good. Unless we draw another Chariot. Or an Oddity would be good here, too. Or we could just not draw any of those things and, you know, is what it is. The only good news is I guess we could Fading Hope and protect something. I don't know what we would be doing. Sure. Oh my gosh. How brutal. Okay, well, this hand did a whole lot of nothing. Alright, we block. I mean, they probably have another. But, it is what it is. I'm going to respond by killing our pack leader. I don't know, maybe we just bounce it. Just so we can scry. Oh, that's better than nothing, I guess. No idea if it's any good for us or not, but we do gain a little bit of life. Which removal card is it? Nope, it's a Deadly Dispute. It wasn't a removal card at all. Alright, dead pack leader. Sure. Yep, sounds great.
For the sake of all Innistrad, my will, you deal with this annoyance.
Oh boy. We go first with this mess, huh? Alright. I'm going to keep it, though I'm really hoping to draw an untapped land here. We did it! That's exciting. I mean, it doesn't mean this pack leader is going to live, but still exciting nonetheless. Uh-oh, are we playing against Snow Werewolves? We are playing against Snow Werewolves. Okay, so what does this mean for us? We're definitely playing this. I'm just wondering if I want to play Innkeeper, then bounce something of theirs, and then see if we can get like Oddity or maybe even Ren and 7 off next turn. I think that's what I want to do. And we're still playing a spell a turn, so that's fine right now. Alright, we'll try to protect this thing, I guess. Yep, that can stay on top. Now they get to play their werewolf. Is that what's going to go down here? They did not play a pack leader of their own. Interesting. So now I'm wondering if we want to play pack leader Old Growth Troll. And that would give us 2 turns to draw a 5th land. Next turn we still get to play Uvenwald Oddity. And that seems reasonable. I mean, and if they just have like blood on the snow and want to fight something, like whatever, so be it. I mean, they're probably, if they are, they're just going to fight our werewolf pack leader. Arlen. Alright, good call.
I can feel the yearning of the wild grow more intense. I must resist its call.
Nice. This is interesting because we can Ren and 7 here. I mean, if we attack Arlen, they have to split their blocks. To where, like, these two block a troll. Alright, cool. Let's go attack Arlen. We get a card out of that. Oh, it was just a land. Alright, so we're letting her die. Not gonna lie, a little bit curious. A little bit curious. How badly do you want to kill this duder?
But we also will not hold back.
Oh, because they had another Arlen. Of course. That's why they did it.
I fight for everyone who fears the approaching night.
Well, they can attack everything. They chose not to, though. Interesting. So the plot thickens. How do we want to go about this? I mean, now they could double block Wolf. Double block Troll. I think we just... I don't even know. Actually, yeah, I guess we still do, right? And just say, fine. You want to block all the ways to keep her from dying, so be it. You're gonna put the whole team? Oh, I love that. That's great. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm not even mad about that. Can we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? We wouldn't have enough to do that again, though. Well, we have to plus this anyway. Maybe we find another land for next turn. We definitely found land for next turn. Ooh, that chariot would have been so nice. That's okay, though. Yeah. Oh, we can't do that. That would be next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that would actually be pretty nice, too, though. Because then we'd be able to... You know what? Dang. These are some choices, y'all. Alright. I'm going to do this and just have another big body.
Symbiosis is... The entire forest is an army.
And just say, okay. They get to put something into play at haste speed. It's a 4/4. Sounds like a plan. We'll go ahead and plus. Probably going to lose some good stuff here because I've drawn a lot of land already.
Power grows.
Yeah, that makes sense. Those aren't dire here, though. If we play this... Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, that seems fine, I guess. Yeah, another land. How unfortunate. Interesting, they want to keep this.
I was not fierce.
I guess it has trample, so that's why they want to keep it. I'd rather not tap like that. If possible, Arena. Alright. So now if you want to do some things, you want to come after my Ren and 7, so be it. Goldspan Dragon, not a concern. Do what you're going to do. I mean, my team's about to come for a whole pile of damage, and we don't really care. Matter of fact, we're going to make a 4/4 here and still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's exactly what it takes to flip this bad boy. So I guess if they have a blood on the snow, that's the only way this is really bad for us. And I don't even know if it's really bad, it's just kind of bad. Because, I mean, they can kill our Uvenwald oddity, but then we're still attacking with a 4/4, 7/7, and a pumpable 3/3. 2 1/1s and getting a card. So, yeah, I'm good with all that. All right. And we go. Bonus card is irrelevant. Oddity gets to flip, does the big thing, and we do a whole lot of damage. All right. Well, that was actually pretty damn fun, and it worked better than I thought it was going to. Now, I do think it still leaves you in these kind of weird spots where sometimes you're going to struggle against weird off-meta decks unless you draw the Quandrix Campus to counter, you know, the key cards in those decks. Or not Quandrix Campus, but the Decisive Denial, right? To counter the key cards in those decks. But that's actually okay, because we're worried about all the things we mostly run into, which again is mono white, mono green, the Epiphany decks, the Orzhov Control decks, right? That's the stuff we're going to be running into the most, and most of our cards are actually pretty good against those. So I feel like a little bit of a mad scientist that worked out. Now, for the cards we would change, I think I'm actually going to take out just the Quandrix Campus and one Forest to play Lair of the Hydras. I think we're going to play a couple of those, because I think that would be good as well, to give us just one more beater late in the game, one more thing to survive sweepers, I think would be pretty powerful. And I think we'll still be okay just having 9 blue sources for 7 blue cards, because we also have the 4 Innkeepers and the 3 Cobras, and I think that's way more than enough blue mana than what we need for the deck, so we should be mostly fine. So yeah, give this one a go if you've been interested in wanting to play Simic. It's actually pretty damn sweet and has a good amount of versatility, surprisingly. Now for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Adrix and Nev, the Twin Casters. Now this card isn't the easiest thing to get, because to my knowledge it only exists right now in the collector's boosters for the last set, and in the actually I don't even think it's that. I think this might have been for the ones that came out around Strixhaven. I'd have to go back and look, but then they also were in a commander deck. The biggest thing about this card is right now you can pick them up somewhere between like $6 and $10 depending on which version you get, and they're probably going to be pretty damn sought after for a while, because in the history of Magic so far, anything that duplicates counters or tokens seems to be very popular for a very long period of time. And I don't know where this one will be reprinted unless we get to another Commander Legends, which I believe one is coming, but I don't think they would put one in that just came out. So there's a good chance you're going to get to see this increase in value, I would imagine, for at least another year, maybe 2, before it shows up again somewhere. So if you want one, now is probably time to get it, because this might be the lowest it's going to be for a while. Now don't forget, if you want today's deck list, it will be down in the description below, along with links to our Facebook gaming stream, our Twitch streams, and our Discord. So if you ever want to come by or catch us live and give some input on things that are going on, feel free to check those out. Also, if you're wondering, how can I support you, PowrDragn, and your channel? Well, you can join the memberships right here on the channel. Instead of having a Patreon, we just do it right here on YouTube. For as little as 99 cents, you can have input on what goes on the channel. You can also get access to exclusive videos, which we put a few of those out already. Or you can have your decks featured on the channel as well. So check those out and support it. If not, and maybe you can't afford it, totally understand. The least you could do is still remember to like this video, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, select all notifications, and most importantly, share and talk up the channel, retweet the stuff, post it on socials. That reach and word of mouth always helps out. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.